Hi, I'm Maat, running for the Libertarian Party presidential nomination, and this is my 2-minute, 3-point plan to end the Fed. My career as an economist and as an educator in economics, banking, and finance spanned over 20 years. My work was publicly referenced by the Federal Reserve Chairman, and I've met with the Federal Reserve Board in the boardroom itself. So I'm not one who's given to conspiracy theories, hyperbole, or other bullshit. So let me be frank. Our party's objective is bold. It's important to America's economic future. And notwithstanding what your friends in the duopoly would lead you to believe, doable. But only if we set out on the right path to end the Fed, which is, after all, a private sector organization owned by its member banks and defined by its two basic functions, monetary policy and banking regulation. Number one, remove monetary policy from the Fed in favor of what Milton Friedman long ago proposed, a fixed constant growth rate in the money supply. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York, which provides open market operations to the Fed today, would continue to do so under contract to the Treasury Department in order to hit that fixed target. This would curtail the ability to provide financing for the expansion of government spending. It would eliminate the bias toward inflation that we see in our current system. It would mitigate against the boom-bust cycles that are exacerbated by unpredictable expansion and tightening of money supply. And it would allow for our pricing mechanism to finally work the way that it should. Number two, transfer the Fed's balance sheet to the Treasury Department. The Fed's income is already transferred annually to the Treasury. Then liquidate that balance sheet. This would eliminate the possibility of bailing out banks without some accountability through the budget process. Number three, eliminate the Federal Reserve Board itself, leaving each individual private sector Federal Reserve Bank to set its own regulatory agenda, setting up competition among them and between them and the Treasury Department for regulated member banks. And yes, each member bank would have the option to choose no regulation whatsoever, though typically, I'm guessing that most wouldn't choose that. Most banks believe they need some sort of seal of approval to do business most cheaply. Any bank bailouts would have to come from the private sector Federal Reserve Bank balance sheet. If this three-part plan sounds simple, it's not. But the devil's not just in the details, it's in the politics.